time is right. The world is ready. You are going to experience literally Paramashiva. Most powerful, intangible but definitive, intense processes. This is the most powerful spiritual nuclear explosion, the strong force of Kailasa landing on planet Earth directly. One thing I can be sure, you will not exist end of the program. I can guarantee that. Only Paramashiva will be there. I welcome all of you, the whole world, to come and celebrate, enjoy not only the enlightenment ecosystem, the beauty of how it is getting revived. Be an insider for this great revival process. If you are an insider even for a startup company, you will understand not only the result of the company, even that being an insider is such a joy. Being an insider when it was happening is something extraordinary. So, I welcome all of you to come and be part of an insider of this revival of Kailasa, the enlightenment ecosystem, sovereign order of Kailasa, Kailasa nation itself. I request and welcome, invite all of you to become e-Kailasian, get your free e-passport and make billions receive this free e-passport. What I mean by the word e-Kailasa, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is e-Kailasa. Kailasa is the totality of the knowledge I received from my gurus and practice manifested in my life, perfected by teaching millions of people from all cultures, time zones, backgrounds, genders, nationality, race, from every creed. So this absolutely perfected knowledge available to you, served to you in your home without even you moving out of your couch, free of cost.
Modern science says that all that exists, whether manifest or unmanifest, is a probability. Infinite probabilities create a quantum field of infinite potential. An observer collapses the probability wave into a particle. Your intention thus creates the reality. Called the observer effect, it is the very act of observation that precipitates any reality into existence. Hinduism is far advanced than this primitive understanding in the modern day. Hindus know this field of infinite potential as Paramashiva. Paramashiva permeates everything, manifest and unmanifest. He is intelligent, compassionate, and a myriad other auspicious qualities. Our scriptures provide detailed descriptions of how to invoke His presence on the earthly plane, the visualizations that manifest Him, the mantras, sounds that invoke Him, how He looks, His various dimensions, the actions that please Him and have His blessings rain on you, the times in the past when He has manifested for us and led us through a breakthrough. Hinduism knows the art of communing with Paramashiva to manifest any reality we want. And when our effort and all the knowledge isn't enough, He Himself incarnates in human body to show us how, to liberate us, to show us where we are stuck, to take us to oneness. Pratyaksha Pada Puja to His Divine Holiness Paramahamsa Nithyananda, Paramashiva incarnate. Sit at His sacred feet. Let Him awaken you to your field of infinite possibilities, to your oneness with Him. Register now. Pratyaksha Pada Puja.
Kailasa is proper customized spiritual service helping you to identify your root patterns of suffering. We have perfected the science of helping every individual from every cultural, religious, nationality background. You will have lowest reactionary assumptions, highest awakened response, alive response for life continuously.
I'll start from the basics and give you the best of the best of Vedas and Agamas. Listen. Purpose of life is enlightenment. Enlightenment means having the ultimate truth, the most powerful ultimate truths as your operating inner software.
Nithyananda Satya Nityarupa Nithyananda Satya Nityarupa Brahma Nithyananda Vishnu Shivarupa
Aushadha bath really wakes you up, not only your mentally, but it feels like every pore of your body gets well woken up, because when you apply the Aushadha, it gets into your skin, it activates every little cell under the skin, and it just really gets you wide awake. Because with so little sleep, we're able to function and stay.
I bless you all. Let you all open all your three eyes and manifest the powers of Mahasadashiva. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda.
misfortunes of the Hindu temples. So before we directly get into that, let me go ahead and first give you the introduction to who is Swamiji and the reviver of the Kailasa nation. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasanidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, is the reviver of the Kailasa nation, the ancient enlightened Hindu civilizational nation. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is an avatar as per Hinduism and is the Supreme Pontiff, Jagat Guru Mahasanidhanam, of Hinduism. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has revived the science of power manifestation, yoga, and created temple-based universities for humanity. The Sovereign Order of Kailasa, led by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and the Nithyananda Order of monks, nuns, and Hindu diaspora, are working for global peace and to give superconscious breakthrough to humanity. Nithyananda Hindu University, the world's largest Hindu university with extended campuses in 150 countries, is collecting, organizing, preserving, time capsuling, decoding, spreading, and reviving 20 million books on Hinduism. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is also the 293rd Guru Mahasanidhanam of Shyamalapita Sarvanya Peetham and the present Emperor of the Surya Vamshi Surangi Samrajyam. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has survived the worst persecution attempts, multiple assassination attempts on his person as well as on his character by anti-Hindu elements. Here are some news and updates from Kailasas across the globe. Kailasa's Department of Religion and Worship is entering into day 4 of the Uttamothama Brahmotsams, celebrating with daily Kalavirohoma and Chindiyoma happening here in Adi Kailasa, Bidadi. Yesterday was the first day of level 2 of the 116th batch of the Nithyananda Nirahara Samyama, levels 1, 2 and 3. For more information on the Nirahara Samyama, you can visit the website www.befoodfree.org or visit their facebook.com/Nithyananda Niraharis. Kailasa's Nithyananda Hindu University enters into day 5 of Paramashivoham level 2 season 23, crossing over 330 days of unbroken online services to people from over 100 countries. We also have here some upcoming events in the Kailasa ecosystem. On the 7th of March, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, along with all his disciples and devotees, will be entering into the Pachai Patni Vratam. For more information on the Pachai Patni Vratam, you can visit the link being projected, events.kailaasa.org/kaikalpa/ppv-sph with -sph. The Pachai Patni Vratam we will be doing according to the Samayapuram Mariamman temple, how we are following the tradition, we will be doing according in the very same fashion. On the 13th of March, we will be having the next batch of the Paramashivoham program, followed by the upcoming batch on the 29th of March. For more information on the Paramashivoham program, you can visit the links being projected. How Hindu temples are being taken from all sides without resistance. How this is a problem not only for Hindus but also for India as a nation. How Kailasa is the only solution going forward to save Hinduism and Hindu temples. So these are the 3 things which we will be learning today as a part of today's segment. How Hindu temples are being taken without any resistance, without someone there to stop them, without someone to speak up for the Hindu temples. Why this is a problem not just for Hindus but this is a problem for India as a nation as well. And how Kailasa is the only solution going forward, be it in protecting Hindus or being in protecting Hinduism and the Hindu temples. How the world is right now. According to sources, most of the temples in South India are under the control of state government. In Andhra Pradesh, the state government have taken control of about 34,000 temples. In 2002, from the From the 2,07,000 temples in Karnataka, the government took in revenue of 72 crores, returning only 10 crores for the temple maintenance and granting 50 crores for madrasas and giving remaining 10 crores for churches. In the year of 2020, there have been several incidences of vandalism, destruction and desecration of Hindu temples. While people allegedly with plan for the missionary design, the political parties are silent. Antarvedi, a famous pilgrim center in East Godavari, Andhra Pradesh, is in the boils after a 62-year-old chariot of presiding deity Sri Lakshmi Narasimha was burned to ashes at 1 a.m. on Sunday. Reportedly, at the time of this incident, the CCTV cameras were not functioning. In March 2019, two old Hindu temples of the Suryaropeta Kakinada rural mandal of East Godavari district, Andhra Pradesh, were demolished using a JCB by the pastor of a nearby church. He also took away the antique idols of the presiding deity of the temple. So here we've gone over multiple instances of how Hindu temples are being attacked, how they're being violated, destroyed, looted, money being taken by the government and given not for the purpose of any Hindu reasons or for any other Hindu benefit, but re-given to other religious people of other religious bodies, other religions, and other religious institutions. On the 21st of January, the Chief Minister announced the sponsorship using TTD money, the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, to be exact, of a hockey tournament in his parents' name. TTD wealth is being distributed as gold bars for the poor with no transparency as to exactly who the poor is and who is getting the temple riches. 24 crores from the Guruvayur Devaswam have been spent on a drinking water project in the 10 nearby panchayats, which include 40 churches and mosques. Some of these non-Hindu places of worship have larger revenues than the Devaswam themselves, but none of them have been asked to pay towards the project even though their members will be beneficiaries. The famous Siddhivinayak temple in Mumbai was nationalized by the state government, took over its previously independent board of trustees in 1981. Various political and government appointees have siphoned off crores of rupees out of these temple coffers. Some of this money is given out as donations of 50 lakh rupees or more to other non-profit institutions selected solely on the basis of political connections. These organizations do not serve Hinduism or Hindu devotees at all. So be it in the north, be it in the south, be it in any part of India you take at this moment, not a single temple is being left without sucking the wealth from it, destroying its sanctity, and destroying everything for which a temple stands for. In Sabrimala, the forested hill with the famous temple of Lord Ayyappa in Kerala, 2,500 acres of temple property have been sold by the communist government-controlled Travancore Devaswam board to a non-Hindu group. Even though this board gets almost 250 crores every year in income, it is almost bankrupt today after years of government diverting their funds. The government also demolished a 1,000-pillar-year-old mandapam in the Tirumala complex. The state government has not denied a charge that 85% of revenues from the TTD, which collects over 3,100 crores every year as the richest temple in India, are transferred to the state exchanger. And the non-temple use of this colossal amount of money is not fully accounted for by the government. Why is money from Hindu temples disappearing into government accounts in the first place? To be distributed to other third-party interests, be it non-Hindu or otherwise. Why did only 6 crores make it back to the temples that generated the 72 crores in Karnataka? An estimated 50,000 temples have shut down due to the lack of resources in Karnataka alone. Here we have a small video, Swamiji explaining the illegitimacy of Hinduism and how illegitimacy is so very prominent for Hinduism in the state of India especially.
meditation business profession in the States. Just in yoga, meditation and spiritual healing, 12 lakh crore every year. Not 12,000, 12 lakh, please be very clear. 12 lakh crore is flowing every year. If whatever money is flowing transacted through Tai Chi, at least 40% goes to China government. Whatever money is flowing the Zen martial arts, 30% goes to Japan. But we poor guys, we get only 1% of yoga, meditation and spiritual healing. Because we never did patent and we never respected Indian gurus. You guys never respect. That's the problem. Continuously bashing Swamis is a fashion. Abusing Swamis is a fashion. How can such big things be changed? You have done enough of damage. You never respected your leaders. So that is the reason. And actually you guys, if you have respected your spiritual leaders, even 10% if it comes to India, think 12 lakh crore. India don't need any other method of exporting or anything. No need for any other business. This one business is enough. We would have had so much of wealth. But you guys continuously putting impossible rules, impossible laws and continuously damaging. Finally, first of all, we don't feel proud of our philosophy. That's the first thing. We don't feel proud that we have something solid. We can give it to the world. Now what to say? That 99% is just used by them. Means what? They come and get trained and they start promoting. They become big teachers. And what to do? Of course, tell you honestly, few techniques which I am giving, I read from American University books only. Indian, our techniques, but we don't have Sanskrit originals. Sanskrit originals are not available. That's why now the other day, when I was studying, Samatha books helped me a lot. They are the only publishers who bring the original Sanskrit books. So I was searching who are they. I found they are almost, they are suffering so much. Because they are the only publishers who bring the Sanskrit original works. Practically, neither the money nor the support. Just 3 days ago I called them here. And I told them I'll do all the possible support through our devotees. Come out with original Sanskrit works. Let it not die. I am here because I got those books in the right time. At least the techniques, you see, intensity I had, that is different. But when you have the technique, only then things happen quickly. With just intensity without technique, I will have to wait till Buddha's age. I would have waited 40, 50. No, that won't work. Unnecessary waste of time. With the right technique, you can do things in a very short time. Who preserve the techniques? The Sanskrit books. They published a wonderful work called Complete Rules of Shankaracharya, 10 volumes, Sanskrit to Sanskrit. Wonderful book. That is the book which created base for me when I started studying the Shastras. And he says, I was telling about this, Swami, just because of that book only we have fallen. Because nobody purchases. He says, at least for 20 years we have 300 set. Each set is 4,000 rupees worth. One set is 4,000 rupees. 300 set. And we are not able to push it into the society. And how do you expect us to reprint any more Sanskrit books? After that we simply stopped doing Sanskrit publishing. Sanskrit publications. I said, don't bother. As far as this book concerned, I will see that it is sold through some method, but don't stop publishing. And from them only I got these original Shiva Sutras, which I am going to comment on this January to March. If these guys are not there, we will not even have the sutras.
Yes. Beautifully Swamiji explained how Within India, harassing gurus is a fashion. As Swami himself put, bashing gurus is the fashion, modern trend of today. And even if 10%, even if little bit had gone back to the source from which all these great sciences were being offered, we would need nothing else to sustain ourselves. The little bit of yoga, little bit of meditation, everything which is being taught, which has come out from Hinduism, which has emerged out of this great tradition, even if little bit of what comes out of that, even if little bit goes back to the source, is more than enough to keep the Guru Shishya Sampradaya, to keep this whole Vedic tradition alive. Why should the state be separated from the religion? First reason. So now we're going to be looking into, at first we saw the destruction which is happening to Hindu temples at various different levels, and how there is no one to even put them in check. There is no one to stop them. They have absolutely no resistance whatsoever. Why is this a problem not just for Hindus and Hinduism alone? Why is it a problem to India as a nation? It is number one. State control of temples encourages corruption. In 2017, the Madras High Court delivered a judgment which was a scathing indictment of the man on which the Tamil Nadu HRSC department and state police officials were hand in glove with thieves of temple heritage and jewels. This is not a one-off instance, and such horrendous examples abound where the meddling by the government in temple affairs leads to huge and monumental corruption. So the non-separation of religion and state, fundamentally it leads to corruption happening within the government itself, within the very judiciary system of the government, where instead of the judiciary system and fighting against the thieves and trying to put them behind the bars, working with them actively, going hand in hand with each other. Fact number 2. State control of temples is inherently discriminatory. India is a secular country, which implies that the state is equally distant from all religions. However, by interfering exclusively in Hindu temples and not in the places of worship of other communities, the state becomes explicitly anti-Hindu in its orientation. Devaswam Minister of Kerala took a lead role in the beef festival and is presiding over the institution of that state. It is recently found that close to 40 employees of the Tirupati Devasthanam are non-Hindus, including the top executive who is a Christian. It is inconceivable as to why matters of a certain faith would be allowed to be managed by those who profess a different faith. Also, which non-Hindu religious institution permits a Hindu to preside over its affairs? Because of the infiltration of the temple management by non-Hindus, the traditional ecosystem consisting of various castes and communities have broken down, and the people specializing in certain roles, such as sculptures, have suffered financially and have thus been made more vulnerable to predatory proselytization. Almost every other week, a case of temple land being taken over for other purposes, including hostile takeover by other religious groups, is reported in local media all over the country, but never acquires the dimensions of national news. From 1959, at least 47,000 acres of temple land have been alienated from temples of Tamil Nadu alone, without so much as a whimper from anyone. Let's watch a small video of Swamiji explaining why Hinduism has absolutely no future in India.
If Hindus are thinking Hinduism is going to be treated fairly, or Hinduism is going to be kept alive in India, you are fool. You are brainwashed. neither Hindu sadhus nor Hindu. I am not saying the international mafia, anti-Hindu terrorists who are trying to kill me cannot reach where I am. But I can be very sure of one thing. If they kill me, they have to face the law. They cannot change the narrative into, I was mob lynched because I was doing something illegal, immoral and all that. That changing the narrative cannot be done by them. That is the reason I kept myself away from the zone, from their area, their jurisdiction where they can change the whole narrative. Now I am in a place where they cannot change the narrative. If they kill me, they have to face the law. If they eliminate me, they have to face the law. They cannot do this changing the narrative. Oh, because of some illegal, immoral activity, antisocial activity, he got killed. You cannot do that narrative anymore with Nithyananda. Understand, I have not made Kailasa to protect me. I have made Kailasa to protect Hindus, Hindu Sannyas Sampradaya, Hindu Gurukul tradition, and Hindu principles, Hindu philosophy, Hindu lifestyle, Hindu spirituality, the only hope for humanity. How they mob lynched my Yogini Sarvanyapita in Gujarat. The Sarvanyapita I made just for girls and women. How they mob lynched and destroyed the whole Sarvanyapita. Just see. Every day this is happening in India. But media twists and gives the absolutely different story. Media and Gujarat police destroyed my Yogini Sarvanyapita in Gujarat, claiming that we are running prostitution and brothel there. Now they don't have an iota of evidence. First of all, we are not doing that. Now they don't have iota of evidence, but they already killed, destroyed the whole ecosystem, whole Sarvanyapita. The Sarvanyapita is destroyed. They will not be able to convict my sannyasis, my sannyasinis in court. They don't have evidence, but they are successful in destroying the Sarvanyapita. That's all they want, and they finished it. If I was available, they would have given me to the mob to kill. Unfortunately for them, unfortunately for me, I was not available. So they just finished it with filing a false case. I have seen enough false case. But this Gujarat police filing a false case on me is the worst false case. I never visited that Yogini Sarvanyapita even once. And for years I have not even gone to Gujarat. And I was out of human society at least for last 2 years. And they are filing a false case on me, saying that I don't know what all the sections they put. And they even filed a charge sheet. And still my sannyasinis are stuck in Gujarat without a place to live because of the bail condition that they cannot go out of Ahmedabad jurisdiction. Absolute false case.
Beautifully, Swamiji explained there is no future of Hinduism within India. On any aspect, from every dimension, Hinduism is brutally attacked. And there's no logic behind the attacks as well. Hinduism simply cannot exist in India any further. I have a beautiful Shastra Pramana here. Dharma rakshite rakshitaha. And this Shastra Pramana is taken from the Manusmriti. When you protect Dharma, Dharma protects you. How is the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism as well as Kailasa working to keep this temple science alive and authentic? The governing body of all rituals and temple-related activities across the nation, overseeing temple operations in all de facto spiritual embassies and ensuring all rituals follow instructions as per the Agamas, primordial Hindu scriptures, also works for the protection of the temple premises and artifacts and liaisons with Hindu entities around the world for this common cause. This is Kailasa's Department of Religion and Worship, which is ensuring the authenticity and adhering to the original scriptures, the original Shastra Pramanas, references for each and every aspect of the temple-based lifestyle, each and every aspect of how pujas, how the temple worship should be conducted. The revival of authentic Vedic temple culture is one of the keys to reviving Sanatana Hindu Dharma and is therefore one of Kailasa's highest national priorities. The Vedas, the Upanishads and the Dharma Shastras provided the philosophical foundation and the Itihasas, religious history, as well as the Puranas, sacred literatures, the societal framework to sustain this foundation. Temple culture formed the nucleus of Hindu civilization and it spawned, incubated, nurtured, sustained and spread Sanatana Dharma's cultural and social milieu from time immemorial. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has already contributed a lot in terms of this aspect, with 15 Hindu temples in India, Salem, Bangalore, Hosur, Rajapalayam, Tiruvannamalai, Pondicherry, Chennai, Erode, Madurai, Kanchipuram, Hyderabad, Varanasi, Siragapadi, Rasipuram and Siegai, and 17 temples across the globe. Places include Los Angeles, Seattle, Ohio, Oklahoma, San Jose, New York, St. Louis, Phoenix, Houston, Charlotte, Toronto, New Zealand, Singapore, Guadeloupe, Oman, Melbourne and Coolum. Apart from all of this, the Swayambhu Nithyanandeshwara Golden Temple, which is being constructed in Bangalore, India. In 2014, under the direct guidance of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, he began the existing Nithyanandeshwara Temple at the Bridi Ashram for building the world's largest Shiva temple, which is the first golden temple built for Lord Shiva in the modern era. The temple is being constructed as per the Agama Shastras, the perfect scriptures directly mandated by Lord Shiva. The large, majestic temple embodying the divinity will become the pilgrimage destination for billions of the planet, fulfilling their divine faiths and earthly aspirations. Its sacred energy field, Kshetra, will bring and bless mankind to directly connect, commune, and experience divine through worship, devotion, meditation, and ritual ceremonies that will proclaim the ascension of the Vedic era. And here you can see a photo of blueprints being planned out for the sake of the Nithyanandeshwara Golden Temple. So with this, we've almost come to the end of today's presentation. And I'd like to invite a few devotees, disciples who have come today to join us here on the panel, for them also to come and share their opinions, their thoughts, their powerful cognitions, how the Hinduism temple science is being destroyed, why it needs to be revived in the first place. Not just for religious reasons, but for spiritual reasons as well. Why is the Hindu why is the temple science so important for maintaining a spiritual lifestyle, for maintaining a spiritual ecosystem, and how Kailasa is working and helping that, how they themselves have been benefited by the temple-based lifestyle. So, without any further ado, let me go ahead and invite Ranosh and Edmund as well as Srinidhi Nyanatmananda, both of them for coming today and being a part of today's segment. Thank you both for coming today. Both are from Canada, and so before we directly start off the discussion, Ranoshan, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself for all our viewers, and then Nyanatmananda, you can go ahead after him. Following our introductions, we will get into further within today's segment. So Ranoshan, please go ahead and introduce yourself for all of us.
And definitely, as Maharaj is saying, is the temple ecosystem, the ecosystem of Hinduism has such a strong impact. Actually, life itself is your ecosystem. And so, yes, this is something I'm very much looking forward to sharing through today's panel discussion. Thank you for inviting me out to today's Nithyananda.
Yes, thank you so much, Ranoshan, for coming today, being a part of today's discussion. Nyanatmananda, you can go ahead next and introduce yourself for all our viewers. Please go ahead.
Nithyanandam, thank you, Maharaj. Nithyanandam, everyone. My name is Sri Nithyananda. I grew up in Canada, and I was working as a computer engineering technologist for some time with General Electric software in automation software testing, and as an elementary school teacher in several countries. And so I've been in the education field since 2001. And in 2011, I took up full-time the spiritual lifestyle and was initiated by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism into the path of brahmachari in 2015, and have spent the past few years researching and reporting on issues facing Hinduism and Kailasa nation, and learning about the importance and sharing and spreading the Enlightenment sciences. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, Srinidhi Nyanatmananda. And we also have another guest, Mulli Ayya. Thank you so much, Ayya, for coming today, being a part of today's panel. Ayya, why don't you go ahead and give a very brief introduction about yourself, and then we can enter into today's topic of discussion.
Thank you, Maharaj. This is Murali from Chennai, India. I'm very happy to be here, and Maharaj has invited me. I've been with Swamiji from 2013. Back then, I came to Swamiji to attend one inner awakening program. It was actually a life-giving program, I should say, rather than life-changing, because I realized many things. I realized how many huge quantum of life has been missed without Swamiji before that. Because I then realized, with my level of understanding of life, with my level of understanding and everything about all the logic that I had, the rationale that I held, I thought I had been missing quite a good deal. And it was Swamiji through this program made me realize that there's a whole lot of things out there which I have not seen yet. So that was a wonderful cognition shift. Many cognitions have even deepened. And if I'm talking today here, it is because of the knowledge and awareness and the cognitions which Swamiji gave me, and that stood in me so strongly that I even forgot what ideas I had about these things, about these dimensions of existence before that. So I can't thank Swamiji enough for what he had given me. And thank you again. Thanks again for the Maharaj for this opportunity today. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, Mulli Ayya, for coming today, being a part of today's segment. So, getting into the topic of today's discussion, Hindu temples, an aspect of Indian society which British truly actually never left us, and we are still suffering. Before it used to be the British, and now it is the Indian government. That's all has changed. But pretty much everything the British had implemented, the British had done at the time of their rule over India, the India government, if not is mimic the same thing, if not has improved and made it much better for in terms of aspects for themselves. So before we get into anything else, Ranosh, why don't you go ahead and share into how the Hindu temple lifestyle, how that has personally enriched you, personally affected you, and why do we need to keep that science alive? We're speaking so much about the destruction which is happening to it, how it's affecting not just Hindu temples, how it's affecting not just Hinduism and the Hindu temples as such, but how it's affecting the moral, the corruption levels in society in India especially. Why is Hindu temple science important? Why is it worth saving? You can go ahead.
Yes. What I can say about this is, personally in my life, the Hindu temple ecosystem is literally a safe haven. It's the place where you go where no matter what is happening in the life, whether it's internal, whether it's external, or whether it's like whatever it is, the temple ecosystem is always a safe haven. You always, like personally in my experience is, I very closely relate with the deities there. So especially in the Toronto, Swamiji's temple in Toronto. Every time I go there, I'm going there just to speak with the deities. And I'll sit there for hours and hours and hours. As soon as I go with the deities, then I'm not coming back until I'm done speaking with them. And normally I'm not done speaking with them until I get a call from home saying, hey, where are you? It's been like 6 hours. And then I'll go. But it's this space where completely, it's not something I can fully put into words actually. It's something where I can put it in this way. The enlightenment ecosystem, the temple-based ecosystem, touches you in a space which is beyond the vyakta, beyond what you can see in front of you. It touches the very avyakta itself. It touches the very unmanifest component of you. This is the uniqueness of the temple ecosystem, the enlightenment ecosystem. And what this means in the practical day-to-day life is no matter where you are, no matter what kind of lifestyle you're living, no matter what corner of the globe you're living in, no matter what kind of poverty, either inner poverty or outer poverty, no matter what, just having that connection to temple ecosystem, just having just that relation with temple ecosystem, you can come out of it. You can come out of it and experience the actual enlightenment breakthrough, the spiritual breakthrough, whatever breakthrough you're looking for. You have this potential for the breakthrough to happen. Because again, we're not working on the level of vyakta only now. We're not only working on the material plane now. The temple ecosystem, personally in my experience, is the space where it cherishes the avyakta component of you also. It cherishes that space of you that you are not yet introduced to. That's the Paramashivoham component in you. And the temple ecosystem in every way, whether it's attending the abhishekams, the bhajans, the aratis, the satsangs, the sessions, the programs, or even things like now with the lockdown, we have things like the yoga sessions, we have the power manifestation sessions, the different sessions, all these different things. All these things are different ways for you to connect with the enlightenment ecosystem, which has a capacity to transform you wherever you are, whatever kind of situation you are. And so just to bring it back, personally in my life, why the temple ecosystem is so important is it literally is a safe haven for you wherever you are. It literally is a safe haven for you, whatever kind of person you are. The ecosystem itself is powerful enough to give you exactly the breakthrough you yourself, the you beyond you is looking for. And so this is what I can share about why the ecosystem is important and why the right protection of the temple ecosystem is too important. It's not something that we can afford to lose. So this is my initial sharing on this. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rinoshan. Srinityananda, why don't you go ahead and why don't you go ahead and share from your experience how the temple science has enriched you, the temple-based lifestyle, and one person, if we ask you, is the temple science worth saving? Why? What would be your answer? Why is the temple science worth saving? How it has impacted you directly in your personal life?
Yes, Nithyananda Maharaj, thank you. Yeah, actually one of the biggest breakthroughs, I mean, meeting Swamiji in 2008, 2009, that was the turning point in my life. And since then, one of the biggest breakthroughs I got was just learning about the persecution against Swamiji. When you actually learn, like actually Swamiji was mentioning, and Maharaj, you mentioned earlier about the abuse, the Holocaust against Hindus and Hindu temples around the world and around India. And if you look into nithyanandatruth.org, you can see, you can learn about where are these billions of dollars coming from. Joshua Project is something to look into. Obviously, it's been mentioned before on this program. So this is really the only news outlet that tells the truth of Hinduism, that gives the spiritual perspective, that actually has the spiritual perspective, that is also speaking the truth. So if as was mentioned in a short video shown by Swamiji a few moments ago, actually the yoga industry in the United States alone is worth $15 billion a year. And Swamiji mentioned that the amount of money that's being realized from the yoga industry in India is only 1%. And actually, it's been reported recently that 12,000 temples in Tamil Nadu alone are not able to perform even a single puja per day and have only one person attending the temple. So when you look at the number of social problems, especially youth suicide, actually, I believe globally youth suicide, the group ages between 15 and 19 is the third leading cause of death. And actually in some demographics, it's the leading cause, which is just a terrible thing to say. So anyway, you know, when you look at the pandemics of this depression, anxiety, suicide, youth diabetes, so on and so forth, substance abuse, you know, it's obvious that the youth, the direction that youth is going in is alarming in terms of sustainability and contributions to healthy societies. And actually, T.R. Ramesh is a well-known advocate in Tamil Nadu. He recently was reporting on the fact that there's 475,000 acres of agricultural land in terms of the Hindu temples' immovable properties in Tamil Nadu, which means 300 million square feet of sites and 22,600 buildings. So the fair market rent for these properties would be as much as 7,000 crore rupees or $1 billion US. So that's $1 billion that should be put into the Hindu ecosystem in Tamil Nadu alone for the 68 million citizens of Tamil Nadu. However, as he notes, that only 200 crore rupees or $30 million, that's 3% of that possible contribution from, for, and to the Hindu community in Tamil Nadu, but for everyone. In terms of providing Hindu education, Ayurvedic hospitals, books, social supports, Anadan, that's not being realized. That's just being looted. So the possible contribution is 97% from this, 99% from other aspects of life, just being completely destroyed and looted. So the world's only living civilization from 5,000 years ago means it's the only proven way of living, the only way of making sure that everyone in the society is supported towards their purpose of life and given the opportunity to contribute rather than just being abused by an anti-spiritual ecosystem. So the possibility is vast and huge, and it's the only proven system, the only proven way for not only on an individual level, from a spiritual perspective, but actually proven and expandable, applicable to an entire civilizational scale. Means hundreds of billions of people, sustainable. So this is vitally important. It's the only proven system for humanity. So this is a fact that people need to look at and understand. It's the only living civilization for more than 5,000 years ago. Now, why is that? There's a reason. So if we look at the trajectory of the civilization in the last 100 years, with the degradation of environment and the pollution of the environment, the greater social, civilizational crises facing humanity. War is cost $13 trillion per year, and human sex trafficking is a $99 billion a year industry. So the trajectory of the humanity is not towards fulfilling life solutions for humanity. And the only living civilization for more than 5,000 years proven sustainable is Sanatana Hindu Dharma. So these statistics are everywhere. And Kailasa is the only place standing up with a strong voice for this and recognizing that Hindus need at least one safe place where they will not be destroyed. Otherwise, the only proven way for humanity to live sustainably with solutions for humans will not be available. And it's a stark fact. So
yes, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Srinitya Nithyananda. So what? Unfortunately, we are on an unexpected time cap at the moment. So very sorry to say this, but I'm going to have to cut you all short and finish today's segment. Like to sincerely thank all our panelists for coming today and being a part of today's segment. Hindu temples fundamentally are extremely important for us, for the way our lifestyle, and as Sri Nithyananda had beautifully shared with all of us, well, not beautifully, but has shared with all of us clearly the statistics and facts and the direction in which Hinduism, in which the world is heading. It is evident that Hinduism is the solution needed for the world. It is evident that without Hinduism, the world does not have a bright future. We are going to be only destroying ourselves, going through further and further problems because of the way society is currently progressing towards. So again, thank you all so much for coming today and being a part of this segment. With this, yes, thank you so much. With this, it's time to prepare ourselves to receive Swamiji and the Nitya Satsangh. Request all of you to, all devotees, disciples, viewers, to sit straight with your head, neck and spine in a straight line. Close your eyes and bring your awareness into your Ananda Kanda. Visualize Swamiji sitting in your Ananda Kanda as Paramashiva with 25 heads and 50 hands. Now, start chanting the Mahavakya mantra, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham, and allow the mantra to reverberate throughout your entire body. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
I bless you all. Let you all open all your three eyes and manifest the powers of Mahasudashiva. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eye. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
I welcome all the devotees, disciples.
Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes.
Let the Amrita pour.
सदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वदी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि. ॐ धूरसि धूर्वन्तं धूर्वतयोऽस्मान् धूर्वदिदं धूर्वयं वयं धूर्वामः. श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी पराशक्तिये नमः. श्री सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपाकृते श्री नित्यानंद परमशिवाय नमः. श्री महाकालभैरवस्वामिने नमः. धूपमाग्रापयामि. ॐ उद्दीप्य स्वजातवेदापग्निं निर्तिम्बमापसूगुष्य मह्यमावह जीवनं च दिशो दश मानोगं सीर्जातवेदो कामस्वं पुरुषं जगद अभिद्वृतज्ञागहि श्रियाम परिपातया. श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी पराशक्तिदेव्ये नमः. श्री सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपाकृते श्री नित्यानंद परमशिवाय नमः. श्री कालभैरवस्वामिने नमः. दीपं दर्शयामि. ॐ मधुवातारतायते मधुक्षरन्ति सिन्धवः माध्वीर्नस्तन्तोषसि मधुरक्तमुत्तोषसि मधुमत्पार्थिवगुम्रजः मधुद्योरस्तु नः पिता मधुमान्नो वनस्पतिर्मधुमागुमस्तु सूर्यः माद्वीर्गावो भवन्तु नः. मधु मधु मधु. श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी पराशक्ति ये नमः. श्री सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपाय भगते श्री नित्यानंद परमशिवाय नमः. श्री महाकालभैरवस्वामिने नमः. नैवेद्यं निवेदयामि. ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वाद्यसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके देवी नारायणी नमोऽस्तुते. ॐ राजाधिराजाय प्रसन्नदाहिने नमो वयं वै श्रवणाय कुर्महे समे कामान् कामकामाय मह्यो कामेश्वरो वै श्रवणो ददातु. कुबेराय वै श्रवणाय महाराजाय नमः. श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी पराशक्तिये नमः. श्री कालभैरवस्वामिने नमः. श्री सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपाय भगते श्री नित्यानंद परमशिवाय नमः. नीराजनं सन्दर्शयामि रक्षान् धारयामि. मङ्गलं कल्पवृक्षाय मङ्गलं ज्ञानदायिने सदाशिवाय श्रीनित्यानन्देश्वराय मङ्गलं. मङ्गलं श्रीविद्याम्बायै मङ्गलं कामदायिन्यै सर्वमङ्गलदात्री नित्यानन्देश्वर्यै मङ्गलं. मङ्गलं गुरुदेवाय मोक्षमूलाय मङ्गलं. परावतार नित्यानन्दाय गुरवे मङ्गलम्.
I welcome all the devotees, disciples, Samajis, Satsangis, Shri Mahants, Mahants, Tanedar Kotari, visitors, viewers, everyone sitting with us all over the world. I welcome all of you with my love and blessings. So nice to see you all after a long time for Satsangh. Paramashiva's message directly from Kailasa. Listen. The conclusions you arrive is the foundation for the life you are going to manifest. The conclusions you arrive now about everything is the foundation for the life you are going to manifest as future. For example, if you have right conclusion about Paramashiva, you will simply manifest him in your life. He will be your future. He will be part of your future. If you have confused conclusions about Paramashiva, you will have confusion manifesting in your life as your future. Understand, whether about Paramashiva, or about yourself, or about God, or about world, or about your family, wealth, even your conclusions about health, all your conclusions you have now becomes the blueprint for your future. All the cognitions you come, you arrive. When I say cognition, you can understand as conscious conclusions. Conscious conclusions. For example, sometimes you may not be really believing the capacity of fasting, but consciously you decide and come to the conclusion, fasting is the great support for my body to rebuild itself. I am coming to this as a conscious conclusion. Then it becomes cognition. That cognition, the conscious conclusion, whether today or tomorrow or within few weeks, it will manifest as your future, because any conscious conclusion does not die. It is a seed with life. Even on the solid rock, seed with life does not die. It waits for rock to get powdered, become sand, and the rain to shower, right ecosystem and atmosphere for it to sprout, and it sprouts. Conscious conclusions does not die. Conclusions you arrive forms the basis of your life, your existence, your future, your life manifestation. So, coming to right conscious conclusions is most important for manifesting health, wealth, intelligence, smartness, powerfulness, Paramashiva, powers, all the best things of life. Coming to conscious conclusions, right conscious conclusions is literally equivalent to manifesting the things you want. I'll give you some of the most beautiful, powerful conclusions Paramashiva himself gave me. Paramashiva himself gave me some of the most beautiful, powerful conclusions, cognitions. I will spell out everything. 1. Life has no complication. 2. Sometimes you believe people saying Paramashiva is far away in Kailasa. Sometimes you believe, no. Paramashiva is literally inside you, not somewhere far away in Kailasa. But listen to the truth. Paramashiva himself gave He is in far away Kailasa and inside you as your very core existence, both. Understand? He is far away in Kailasa as the center, core of Brahmanda, macrocosm. Same Paramashiva is inside you, depth, core of your existence, microcosm, Pindanda, the center of Pindanda. It's like a time warp. Listen carefully. Listen intensely. I wanted to apologize to all of you for changing my satsang time, but I want to tell you, I just disconnect myself, unclutch myself from this concept of time and throw myself at the feet of Paramashiva. He just literally oozes out, oozes out, oozes out, I tell you. From the time I left India, literally I am sitting inside one room. Rarely I come out, that also for few minutes of walk. Otherwise, literally I am sitting inside my room. Most of the time like this in Padmasana. Most of the time like this in Padmasana. In Samadhi. Whenever Paramashiva settles, I come out and talk. When he just unclutches, he rests in Samadhi. I wanted to apologize for irregular timing for the satsang, but I commit with you, I'll give you the best things. It's like I am diving deep into the cosmos and getting the best pearls, best quality pearls for all of you. So tolerate my irregular timings. And if you are not able to attend the live satsang, it's okay. You can watch the recorded satsang. That is why I told the social media team, up my satsang completely. Let it be fully in YouTube, Facebook, everywhere, unedited. So you can come and enjoy whenever you want. Because of the freedom of being in Samadhi, I am now having confidence to give two satsang, more darshans, because I am not bound by the timing. I am interested in getting the best quality of the truths to all of you. That demands me unclutch from completely all time consciousness and time-bound decisions to get down from Samadhi and all that. Now I am so happy that I have freed myself from that time-bound. I just rest in Samadhi. When Paramashiva settles down and ready for the satsang, I inform the social media team, please announce the timing, 12 o'clock, satsang. And all of you are here. I am so happy for the people who are here for the live satsang. And I also want to tell you, even if you are not able to come for live, attend the live satsang. That is okay for me. But what I am sharing now is the most beautiful, powerful truths which directly works and directly from Paramashiva. So now listen. Paramashiva resides in Brahmanda, far away, center of the whole macrocosm. And he is residing inside you, core of you, microcosm, Pindanda. It's like time warp. He and you are just directly connected. He is more you than you know as you. Listen, Paramashiva is more you than you even think as you. That is why I say this truth is Suddha Advaita. Even when you don't think you are in Advaita, even when you don't feel you are in Advaita, you are in Advaita. Even when you don't experience you are in Advaita, you are in Advaita. Even when you don't feel, believe, experience you are Paramashiva, you are Paramashiva. Suddenly you discover, hey, I was, I am, I will be Paramashiva. Oh God. It's like you discover the person on whom you had a crush also have crush on you. You had a secret crush on somebody. You were very reluctant to open up or to tell. You had always fear. But suddenly you discover that person is also having a secret crush on you. I tell you, when you wake up to this truth, exactly this is what you will feel about Paramashiva. Oh God, how much I am devoted to him. He is more devoted to me. He is more sincere to me than my sincerity to him. Oh God. He has more crush, more sincerity, more love, more integrity to me than my integrity to him, my sincerity to him, my passion to him, my love for him, my romance for him, my feeling connection for him, my oneness for him. I tell you, this is the conscious conclusion Paramashiva himself gave me. So, Anoraniyan Mahato Mahiyan Atma Guhayam. Center of the macrocosm, Brahmanda, and center of the microcosm, Pindanda, is one and the same. That is Paramashiva. Paramashiva is in Kailasa, center of the macrocosm, and he is in your Anandaganda, center of your microcosm. Listen carefully. When I made a statement in Bididi, Bangalore, that sunrise was delayed, all the people who trolled me, abused me, made fun of me, not a single one of them did a simple research. See, just Google on that day, what was the expected time of sunrise as per Google? There are websites says very clearly the expected time of sunrise. And just call any one of your friend or a local person, find out what time actually the sun was seen in Bididi that day. That's all. See, it is a simple research. In the local, there are always many entities which documents the sunrise, sunset time, rain time for weather forecast. So find out from Google what was the expected time that day sunrise. Call those local bodies who monitor all these natural events. Ask them what was the time sun was seen. That's all. You will simply know what I was claiming is truth. You can find many reasons why this happened, that happened, scientific analysis or practical analysis, all that you can do. That's an expert. But no troll, nobody who was trolling me, abusing me, making fun of me, did a simple research. Because they are already brainwashed. All these things are impossible. Too much shit in their brain. Actually, their brain need to be really washed. They are too much brainwashed. They need washing of brain. So listen to the truth I wanted to explain. You are intensely, intimately, factually, really connected to cosmos. Any of your conscious movement can affect any planet in the universe. Consciously, the thoughts you release can reach Surya. Chandra, Kailasa. I tell you, with a simple devotion, what you know as devotion, humbleness, sweetness, just vibrate. Shiva, 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 Shiva. Shiva, 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 Shiva. Literally, this Shiva, this conscious japa, vibrates in Kailasa. Simple devotion. You don't even have to have a self-doubt about your devotion, the depth of your devotion. All that self-doubt towards your devotion is not needed. Whatever you know as devotion, whatever you know as love, whatever you know as humbleness, whatever you know as prayer, that's enough. Just with that, vibrating, offering what you know as you at the feet of Paramashiva, surrendering to Paramashiva, Seva, 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 Seva. You vibrate as him, he vibrates as you. You don't need to have any conclusion how your life should be, should not be. After he starts vibrating in you, you start vibrating in him. Neither have greed, nor have fear, insecurity, or if you are not able to drop your greed or fear, don't even worry about that. You can tell Paramashiva clearly, I know I have to drop my greed, but I am not able to drop it. I know I have to drop my fear, but I am not able to drop it. I am dropping me at your feet. So you manifest, you vibrate. When you vibrate with him consciously, when you come to the conscious conclusion to vibrate with him, suddenly many fears which you think you can't drop, you forget. Not only you drop, you just forget you had those fears. Many greed which you think you can never drop, You just forget them. They become irrelevant to your existence. Seva, 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 Seva. The next conscious conclusion: life is Paramashanta. It has no complications. You may have delusion, but there is no complication, understand? I'll explain the difference between delusion and complication. When you are supposed to do yoga and maintain your health, you feel lazy and think about your wealth and fantasize about your rich life. And when you are supposed to work in the office, you feel tired because you did not maintain your health. When you are supposed to spend time with the family and inspire, excite and build relationship, you feel frustrated because you did not create wealth or did not bother about your health. And you vomit your frustration and break all the relationships. All this is due to the delusion you call this as complications. Listen carefully. When you name all these problems as complications, you will never find solution, because complication word is so complicated, it falls on you like a fish net. The moment fish net falls on you, you don't even think your teeth is more capable of any fish net's one layer. Just by teeth, especially if you are an Indian village boy, grew up biting the sugar cane directly and chewing and eating, your teeth is capable. I tell you, all my Gurukul kids should get the sugar cane and bite directly and eat. Stop this shit of making juice and drinking. Sugar cane, directly bite. Chew. That's a very powerful exercise for the teeth. If you are an Indian village boy, grew up especially with the teeth which tasted sugar cane directly, you can simply bite any fish net and come out of it. But psychologically, the moment you feel it is a complication over, you will not only not try, you will literally have a heart attack and die before even the fish net tightens you. Listen. One problem at a time. When it comes to health, okay, I will start doing yoga little by little. Let me address the problem. I may do it little by little, but I will start. Same way, when it comes to the time I am supposed to do the work, business, career, I will start performing. Drop this laziness, tiredness, boredom, start performing. When it comes to spending time with family, decide, I will swallow the frustration, take it out through enema. No question of vomiting it on these people. When you start, you will realize you had only delusions, not complications. See, when you know the real problem is delusion, you can just like that walk out. But if you give the title complication, you will never even try. That is why I am saying naming your problem matters to find solution. Name it as delusion, it is easy for you to walk out. The moment you consciously conclude it is a complication, you have committed suicide. I tell you from my own personal experience. The thick, multi-layer fish net put on me, multiple assassination attempts. Multiple assassination attempts. Defamation, literally destroying my identity from all angles. Enormous lawfare. Legal cases from multiple jurisdictions, from multiple countries. Snatching of all my properties, stealing of the Sangha wealth, and culinary gang, traitor gang infiltrating into Kailasa structure and imploding, claiming that they were near me, they know me more than common disciples, devotees, and collapsing them, destroying them, disconnecting them, spreading rumors and abuses, accusations, standing as a false witness for false accusations. These multiple thick layers of the fish net dumped on me. Paramashiva gave me the simple clarity. Whatever I am going through, whatever is dumped on me is delusion, not complication. So I started biting. Every small part of that fish net. My teeth are very good. Biting, biting, biting. Not only now I am free of this whole thick layers of fish net, I freed all my people are also. All my people are also freed. So listen carefully. How I attended one thing at a time. When they poisoned my body, I simply decided, okay, now it is time. I have to start detox process. So I started doing whatever I need to do, fasting, yoga, the whole detox process. Then defamation, false accusation, destroying my identity. I just started working with one person at a time. Every individual who come in contact with me, I started making them realize all these accusations are absolutely false. I could see very clearly. One intense, sincere team started gathering around me. I tell you, your life is just 100 people who are around you. Do not worry at all beyond that 100 people who make decisions about your life. Work. See, if you feel whole world is against you, that is complication. If you realize only the 100 people around you are against you, that is delusion. If you wake up to the truth, you can work with that 100 people and make them understand the accusations are false. That is solution. I'm giving you the definition. If you feel whole world is against you, that is complication. You will never come out of it. You will never solve the problem. If you feel the 100 people around you who are making decisions in your life, about your life, they are against you. That is called delusion. If you decide, I will start working with every individual, one at a time, who is part of my life, and make them realize, that is called solution. I simply started solving. I started working with one at a time. I have started clearly segregating who is interested to work with me, live with me. I started making them realize, and all these accusations are false, and started making them as part of me. And I tell you, within 1 or 2 years, not only I have built a beautiful team around me that will realize these accusations are false. For them, these whole accusations have become irrelevant. I have built such wonderful team around me, which has become like a soulmate, strength. Next, this whole defamation has become irrelevant in my day-to-day life. Then I started rebuilding myself. This whole destroying my identity, these attacks, sincerely, I started doing my hard work, what I am supposed to contribute to people. When I started doing that, suddenly I realized nobody hated me. If I believed what my haters wanted me to believe, you see, my haters wanted me to believe whole world hates me and collapse, die. Fortunately, Paramashiva gave me the knowledge, intelligence, blessings, energy. He himself manifested, he himself protected, he himself did everything. He did not let me believe what my haters want me to believe. When I started solving problems one at a time, when I started contributing, suddenly I realized, hey, really nobody hated me. I tell you, you will become invincible. Your image will become undamageable. Your identity will become uncollapsible. You will become Nithya when you realize nobody hates you. People who hate you actually hate themselves. The shit which is inside them, they don't know how to take it out through the right hole. They vomit it. People who don't know how to take the shit right way from their body, they vomit their shit. So you should be sympathetic towards them. They vomit the shit through the same hole they eat the food. So I simply come to the clarity. A simple conscious conclusion happened in me. Nobody hates me. And I tell you, one at a time only I started dealing. Lawsuits, this lawfare, I think more than 100, 3-digit number of cases were filed on me in multiple jurisdictions. I started studying one by one, and all the lawyers who represented me, in all different courts all over the world. If you talk to all of them, they will tell you, Swamiji is the legal strategist. Every case, every lawfare, every lawsuit, I will sit and read the paper end to end and pull out the law book, read the law end to end. I'll sit with that lawyer and discuss. This is what law says, this is what the false lawsuit, the lawfare, the false case says. So when we present these two, how the court will take the decision? What is the view practically court takes on this? Then I'll give a clear strategy. I tell you, more than 99.9% of the cases I won. All the properties grabbed, snatched from me, more than 80% of the properties I've retrieved, got it back. One at a time, one at a time, one at a time. Now, as far as health is concerned, I retrieved my health 100%. 100% health is retrieved. No effect of that poisoning, that assassination attempts, all that is gone. Mental health, it was never attacked. It could never be attacked because Paramashiva is residing there. Paramashiva is using this body. He is the being. So, mentally there was never a problem. Extreme stamina. Now, the stamina has only become more. Physically, the health, I retrieved 100%. This lawfare, more than 99.999% I won. All the property snatched away from us and Sangha, more than 80% we retrieved. The identity destroying, image destroying, brand destroying, defamation, hate speech, cyberbullying, from all this, literally we have recovered absolutely. The fellows who are abusing us are irrelevant to our life. And suddenly I also realized nobody hates me. People who are hating me or abusing me, just vomiting their shit because they are so frustrated with themselves, they have no direct relevance to my life. Just, it's like when you are driving in the car, going in the car, especially hilly region, you feel like nausea and vomiting. You don't choose a place where you really feel like you can't control anymore, you just stop the car and vomit. Or lower the window and vomit. Same way these guys are so much nausea inside, hatred, boiling, frustration about themselves and life and everything. They are just surfing and they don't know what to do. Where they can't control, they just, that's all. They are vomiting, they are shit, and they are going to be bothered about it. They are going to suffer it, then they are going to suffer the smell and everything. I don't have a problem. Anyone who is relevant to my life, decision makers of my life, I discovered that they are part of me and they don't hate me. Actually, no one hates me. I tell you, this understanding and clarity, this conscious conclusions, you can map it into your life and see, you will just manifest Paramashivatva, Paramashiva Padam. From this moment. I tell you, conscious conclusions you arrive is the manifestation of your life. I gave you the simple examples of health, wealth, social image, relationships, because you understand all these things. But there are deeper layers, power manifestation science, spiritual truths in all those spaces also. The conscious conclusions I decided and surrendered to Paramashiva. That simply started making Paramashiva himself manifest. I tell you, listen to this today's Satsangh deeply. Listen to this conscious conclusion. With your conscious conclusion, with a simple devotion to Paramashiva, or even with your complicated, convoluted devotion, that is okay. Because when I use the word simple devotion, then you again, there is an adjective called simple devotion, then there is a different definition. Whatever you know as devotion, with that, just bow down to him. Prabhu, whether you are in my Ananda Gandha or in Kailasa, consciously I offer myself to you. Seva, 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 Seva. Seva, Seva. Consciously, when you surrender, when you decide to offer, literally it vibrates in Kailasa. Literally it vibrates in Kailasa. Listen. Your simple hand movement can create a ripple in sun, moon, cosmos. Your simple conscious conclusion to surrender to Paramashiva and vibrate with Mahanada reverberates, vibrates in Kailasa. It's like time warp. Consciousness in you, Paramashiva is in Kailasa, both are one and the same, intensely, intimately connected through time warp. Understand? Listen sincerely, intensely. I'll give you some more conscious conclusions directly from Paramashiva. Your ability to withstand the hunger is knowledge, intelligence, Saraswati for you. Your ability to withstand the hunger is the knowledge power that transforms itself as your capacity to grasp the great principles, higher concepts, reality of life, knowledge that becomes Saraswati in you. Your ability to withstand the fear fantasies, terrorizing fear patterns, nightmares, that becomes Durga power, Durga Shakti in you. Your ability to withstand fantasies, lust, greed, fantasies, not only the sexual fantasies, even the greed, the fantasies to have a big house, big car, your ability to withstand those fantasies without deluding your life's decisions is called Lakshmi power. I tell you, I am not against having beautiful car, large home, or best wife or husband. I am not against any of it. All I am trying to tell you is greed not putting you in delusion. Your greed should not make you forget the reality and delude you and make you take the decisions with stupid blind spots. Your ability to withstand your greed, lust, fantasies evolves as Lakshmi Shakti in you. You just apply Paramashanta Swarupa space in your lustful greed, intense sexual fantasies and bring Paramashanta in it. It transforms as Lakshmi power. If you apply Paramashanta Swarupa space, Paramashiva space on your fear, terrorizing patterns and fears and nightmares and fears which just makes you shiver, terrorizes you. If you apply Paramashanta Swarupa, Paramashivatva with on that fears, you develop Durga, Shakti. Same way hunger. When you develop the Paramashanta Swarupa on your hunger, practice Paramashanta Swarupa, Paramashiva space on your hunger and withstand. Your ability to withstand the hunger transforms itself as the capacity to know everything, Saraswati. Paramashanta in your Mooladhara, lustful fantasies is Lakshmi. Paramashanta in your Swadhisthana, terrorizing fears is Durga, Devi. Paramashanta in your Manipuraga, hunger, is Saraswati, ability to know, knowledge, power. I tell you, being in Paramashanta brings tremendous health, knowledge, bliss in every dimension. Being in Paramashanta makes you understand life is not complicated, it only has a delusion. At the most, you have a delusion, nothing more than that. You are not a big guy that Paramashiva has to chase you and destroy you and put complications on you. Hey, come on. So understand. Come to the conscious conclusion. Every time you are able to tolerate your hunger, maybe I'll use a better word instead of tolerating, facing your hunger without dumping food, with Paramashanta, your body eats itself, rejuvenates itself, your brain eats itself, cleanses itself, rejuvenates itself, detoxes itself and evolves to grasp higher knowledge, higher power. I tell you, Lankanam Parama Aushadam, nothing like fasting when it comes to rebuild your body. Anyone wants enlightened body, Langanam Parama Aushadam. I am not even saying you should go for absolute fasting, no food at all. No. One meal a day is great. Give a rich food with vitamins, minerals, all you need. Fruits. Have a vegetarian meal. Don't kill animals for your food. Vegetarian meal, one full meal is okay. Other than that, the remaining full 24 hours, langanam parama aushadam. If you want to drink water to hydrate yourself, that is okay. One meal and only water after that meal. That can also be equivalent to fasting. That one meal, give all the minerals, vitamins, everything you need, fruits. Take the rich food, nothing wrong. That's perfect. I'll say one rich meal, not that food-like products. You see, all food-like products, plastic food, is middle-class meal. Natural, organic, fresh cooked is the royal meal. If you are a village farmer in India, the food you will eat is the royal king's food. A food in village, Brahmin house or Seva house, farmer house, that's a royal food. Freshly cooked, vegetarian, organic food. That's a royal food. Eat royally. One meal a day. And then whole day, remaining time, you can have water to hydrate yourself. Langanam parama aushadam. Nothing like fasting to rebuild powerful body. Build a powerful body. Same way, do not allow your fantasies to delude you, divert you from your goals. Stop sitting in negotiation table with women wearing exposing dress. If you sit with women wearing exposing dress in negotiation table for business, be very clear, you are going to fail in that negotiation. Sorry if you are hurt, but what I am saying is truth. Don't let your fantasies mess with the realities of your life. I am giving you raw example. I can give you more. Understand the concept. Ability to stand tall, powerful, peaceful in front of your lusty fantasies, greed fantasies, manifests as Lakshmi, power. Ability to stand tall with the fears which is literally breaking your mind, breaking you to pieces. Ability to practice Paramashantatva, Paramashivatva in front of those fears, insecurities, which is breaking you to pieces. Which is literally breaking you to pieces. Standing in front of that fear in Paramashivatva, in Paramashivatva, manifests as power of Durga. You will simply know what is the real danger, what is the delusion, fear. You will strategically handle the real danger without getting terrorized by delusionary fears. If you are terrorized by the delusionary fears, you will not be able to strategize to handle the real danger. Understand, in my case, biggest success is I stood as Paramashiva in front of all my delusionary fears, converted them as Durga energy. When I don't get terrorized by the fears, they just melt down. Just by making the fears melt down, I am empowered like Durga. I manifest power like Durga. And now I have enough energy to handle the real dangers very strategically. Very strategically. Understand, I tell you, one of the biggest conspiracy, thickest layer in that layers of fish net I escaped. See, if I consider all the layers of fish net plastic made, this one conspiracy layer, I'll call it as a steel net, steel wired net, which I escaped. I'll tell you, in India, the anti-Hindu gang has created such an ecosystem, you will be forcibly implicated in some crime. All Hindu leaders, Hindu gurus. I am sharing my experience openly, honestly with you all, keeping Paramashiva as witness. If you want to wake up and use my experience, you are free to use. But I am going to share it. I know the whole case. I have studied it thoroughly. With all this, I am telling you. First thing, false accusation will be dumped on the Hindu leader, that guru. And the whole ecosystem will be terrorized. His organization, his devotees, his ecosystem will be terrorized, shaken violently. Their survival need will be destroyed. Means they will not be able to get any donations, public fund. Their survival need will be disconnected. Like a water, food supply will be disconnected. Basic electricity, living, survival needs will be disconnected. When there was a false rape charge on me, my trust accounts were frozen. Hey, what my trust has to do with even the false accusation on me? If there was a false charges on me, I'll prove it in the court that it's a false, and whether police is able to prove their version or I am able to prove my version, we will see it in the court. And the funny thing, they arrested me for rape charge, and after keeping me in jail for 53 days, the CID shamelessly, the Karnataka CID department shamelessly comes to the court and says, we don't have any evidence for 376 rape charge on Nithyananda. In affidavit writing they were given in court. And then the court granted bail. But even then, they have to save their face. They arrested me, otherwise I will go for malicious prosecution. So then they have to cook up a false victim. They beg, Amma, Taye, we got one accused, we want victim, please come, we will give you money, we will keep your name secret, please come, please come. In Facebook, in every social media they begged. They could not. Finally, they cooked up something which fell flat on their face, boomeranged on them. Because they brought a person claiming having relationship with me multiple times. Only one small mess they made. The victim has multiple STDs which can be transmitted just by touch. Not even saliva is required. Saliva, sure, 100%. Even by when the skin is open, just by the touch, that STD can be transmitted, multiple STDs. It boomeranged on them. But now what to do? They entered the war. So they cannot lose their face. Now it has become, it is no more whether I did some crime or not. They have to establish their right. So continuously leaking all false information to media and using the government machinery and destroying my name, my identity, my image. So multiple false cases can be filed. The whole lawfare game started. I tell you, after studying thoroughly all these attacks on gurus, I'll give you the exact template, model, how it is done. First, they will terrorize that organization and the guru by cooking up all kinds of false accusations, charges, police excess and everything. Now, somebody who is highly committed and devoted, inspired to that guru, feels so much of injustice is done to their leader and their community. And out of anger, he defends, he protects his guru from the people who are trying to kill the guru, the murderers. He defends, protects, that's all. But in that scuffle, anyone dies, whether the people who are attacking the guru or the disciple, anyone dies, the murder charge will be on the guru. And his life is sealed. That is what exactly the template. I tell you, this is the template. Exactly, that is the same conspiracy they were planning on me. When I smelled it, I realized, oh God. Because now CID has to save their face. They arrested me on false rape charge. Of course, I know the arrest was not even to legally prosecute me, to kill me, to eliminate me. It was assassination attempt. I saved myself. I detoxed myself. I saved myself. That itself was a shock for them. And then, after that, they were not able to finish me off. And I am continuing, flourishing, expanding. What to do? This is the final Brahmastra. Make somebody claiming as a devotee do some murder or crime and put that charge on Swamiji. The moment I smelled that conspiracy, I decided it is time to protect myself and this great gift Paramashiva has given to me, which has to be shared with the world, these power manifestation signs. Because if there is a murder charge, I cannot even get refugee status in any other nation. Murder charge is not given a refugee status or political asylum. So I saw very clearly the brilliant, I could see very clearly the culinary gang has penetrated the organization. And they have nicely created the fault line inside the Sangha. This culinary gang will always talk against the administration people. It's not that they are talking against the administration. They know they cannot directly talk against me. Then they will be found, we will find out that they are traitors and kick them out. So they will act as if they are for the Swamiji, but against the Sangha. That's the drama they will do. Created huge fault line inside the Sangha. Gathered lot of people on their side, blaming the administration. These criminal traitors, I saw they have surrounded me. Sangha is boxed in by the criminal traitors, well planned. Not just murderers, not just murdering me, assassination attempt, well planned conspiracy. If I am not getting killed, file a murder charge. Make a murder happen and file a murder charge and finish his life once for all. I saw very clearly the same plan, same conspiracy getting done, and it was almost about to get executed. Only then I decided. Understand? The charges they filed on me, the false cases, almost 99.99 cases I won already. The remaining 1 or 2, which drags on. Why they drag on, they just want to save their face. That's why they drag on. It's not that I dragged those cases, they dragged. So that, see, if they add some more crimes, stronger crimes, they can convict. So they were waiting. But the crimes they filed was very faltu, stupid, too cheap. Anybody with open mind sees, it's like open and shut case, it's a false case. Because the same persons filed the same charges on me in America, and in America I have proven my innocence. Not only I am acquitted, and those guys who filed the false case, they have been fined $1 million. I think $500,000 or something. They have been fined for putting false accusations on me. So it's just open and shut case, clear. Too much evidence on my side to prove my innocence. So these guys who wanted to destroy me, they were waiting to file a bigger case, false case, bigger. Because they know this case won't stand in the court. I smelled very clearly. At least this case, I will have protection somewhere outside. But if they file once murder charges, even that refugee status or the asylum won't be available. I decided it is time to protect myself and the Sangha and the great gift Paramashiva has given to me, the power manifestation science. Because I was not terrorized, mentally broken by the fears they were trying to induce on me, I was clearly able to strategize about the real danger. I did not get terrorized by the fears they were dumping on me. I was cool. So Durga evolved, manifested. She strategically planned and handled the real danger. I had enough energy to see the real danger and strategically deal the real danger, not terrorized by all these fears dumped on me. I could see very clearly, so I decided what I need to do. If I have to continue Paramashiva's mission, I have to do what I have to do to protect myself. I did it. Paramashiva saved me, and he gave the strategy. He himself executed, he himself made it. Not only he has protected me, he has made this whole Kailasa manifest. Listen to this satsang multiple times, you will understand what I am saying. All Hindu gurus, listen. Don't think if you don't do anything wrong, you will be treated just. You are safe. If you think like that, you are brainwashed. It will be too late by the time you wake up, because I was brainwashed with the same idea. I had the same wrong conclusion. It was a rude shock for me. Working for Hinduism is wrong in India. Thinking for Hinduism is wrong in India. This truth was told to me in a very rude way. Terrorized way. Of course, I did not get terrorized by Paramashiva's grace. The enemies were trying to eliminate me, the conspirators. They were very powerful people. Paramashiva is more powerful than them. I wanted Hindu Sannyasa Sampradaya to flourish all over the world. But I wanted Hindu Sannyasa Sampradaya in India. O Hindu Gurus, wake up to the truth. You are in the middle of Kurukshetra, war. I tell you, they tried the same thing on me. It is Yogananda Swami who saved me. Sri Nitya Yogananda in Biddi campus, multiple times he saved me. You can see the video records. When they were trying to kill me, while I was supposed to go for the medical examination. They know for the medical examination I have to come. So it was a murder attempt. Sri Yoga sat in my place and faced that attack. He was body doubling for me. And same way, Maachala and few sadhus, they took the beating when in the 2012, when the gang was entering into our campus and attempting to assassinate me. They pushed me inside the Rajya Sabha, green room, and they took the beating. And suddenly the people were killing the murderers, the criminals, when they were attacking and the bleeding was happening to our sadhus, they realized it was not me, the body double. We have a whole CCTV footage and whole video record. But what will you do with all this? They would have killed me if I continued to stay in India. They would have killed me and they would have named it as a mob lynching and nobody will be convicted. At the most, my disciples will keep my body and cry for a few days and then do the samadhi and put a temple and small temple will be running. That's it. Finished. The great Hindu revival would have been snubbed in the bud. But fortunately, Paramashiva saved me. Paramashiva strategized and saved me. Kala Bhairava is protecting me. I'm telling you, it's not once, multiple assassination attempts. And when I was coming back from the hospital, Sri Mokshapriyan faced the brunt and he body doubled and he got beaten. His car was demolished, destroyed, beaten, bleeding, hospitalized. I was saved. Otherwise, because he was sitting in the place where I am supposed to sit. He body doubled and took the whole attack on him. I tell you, multiple places, they would have eliminated me. Kalabhairava protected me and protecting me still now. He will protect me forever. Not getting terrorized by those attackers, I could see very clearly where is the real danger and strategically deal the real danger. The gang which was trying to either kill me or put me in jail once for all, life sentence. Their plan was either I should be killed or a murder charge should be put on me. Some charge which seals my life in prison. That was their plan. I saw it has come to the level of execution. And they nicely built their network inside the campus. Because they need somebody who is claiming as my devotee to do the crime, so that the crime can be attributed on me, and actually after some 1 or 2 years that person will be let out. Because he was actually, after all, their person who's done this crime for their sake. I know the whole ecosystem, how it functions. I thoroughly studied how media manipulates and the disciples are claiming to be disciples are made to do crimes, and how that crime is dumped on the leader. So be very clear. If you are not terrorized by the fears, you build a conscious stamina called Durga, Shakti, with which you can very clearly know the danger and strategically deal it. That's what Paramashiva did for me, with me, in me. Listen to this satsang, come to these powerful conclusions. You will simply manifest Paramashivatva. You will simply manifest Paramashivatva. Before they could file false murder charges on me, I escaped and saved myself. By Paramashiva's grace, he himself, actually Paramashiva himself saved me. Listen to this satsang again and again. Come to powerful conclusions. Manifest Paramashivatva. With this, I bless you all. Let's all radiate with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching, causing, living Shuddhatvaita Saivam. The state, space, powers, being, superconsciousness, and Kailasa of Paramashiva. Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. The eternal bliss, Nithyananda. Thank you. Be blissful.
नित्यानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमुक्तं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वदी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि. Let's go through the disclaimers. Security measures. No photography, video, audio recording. Important cautions. Please be aware of the important cautions. What is spa manifestation? Let's hear from Bhagavan himself explaining what is spa manifestation.
All the 25 states of consciousness, when they happen in you, due to your chemicals and hormones ups and downs, it is powerlessness. When it happens in you, out of your free will and consciousness, it is powerfulness. That's all. When you fall into sleep, it is powerlessness. When you enter into sleep, it is powerfulness. When you fall into dream, it is powerlessness. When you decide to dream, it is powerfulness. So I have added the ultimate powerfulness, Turyadita, in your whole being and doing. Manifest all the powers. Understand, power manifestation is nothing but cognitive shift. It is not work. It is cognitive shift. Understand? It is just cognitive shift. It's not work. Work is a 4-letter word. Power manifestation is cognitive shift. Playing with life. Playing with being alive. Static matter, dynamic activity, strategic existence. All these three has no boundary. You are one with it. You are alive in everything. Everything listens to you. Everything decides as you want. Power manifestation is cognitive shift, raising your frequency, not work.
Now let's understand who is Paramashiva. Bhagavan himself has beautifully explained the Paramashiva in all of us.
Paramashiva, thus manifestation, maintenance, rejuvenation, pulling out of delusion and liberation. He resides in his supreme Paramashiva Swarupa as Ajomuha, Radhomuha, unborn, beyond formlessness. Is Paramashiva Swarupa. That Paramashiva Swarupa manifests with these 5 faces as Sadashiva, Tatpurusha, Vamadeva, Ahora, Satyojata, Ishana. 5 faces he manifests, and thus the Panchakritya, Srishti, manifestation, Sthiti, sustenance, Samhara, rejuvenation, Prabhava, pulling out of delusion, Anugraha, liberation. Understand? He does all these 5 jobs. Through these 5 phases. Now listen carefully. Tatpurusham, Vamadevam, Satyojatam, Ahoram, Ishanam. These 5 phases, thus Panchakrityas. Each phase, each dimension is not just one F-A-C-E phase, P-H-A-S-E phase. It's not just F-A-C-E, P-H-A-S-E. Understand? The creation, not just creation getting created, even sustenance need to be created, destruction need to be created, and pulling out of delusion need to be created, liberation need to be created. Then creation, manifestation need to be maintained. Maintenance, sthiti itself need to be maintained. Destruction, samhara, the rejuvenation need to be sustained, maintained when it is happening. Pulling out of delusion, prabhava, need to be maintained when it is happening. And anugraha, liberation, need to be maintained when it is happening. Those micromilliseconds when it is happening. So understand, Satyojata Murti has 5 phases, Ishana Murti has 5 phases, Vamadeva Murti has 5 phases, Agora Murti has 5 phases, Tatpurusha Murti has 5 phases. So, Tatpurusha Murti has his 5 phases, Agora Murti has his 5 phases, Vamadeva Murti has his 5 phases, Satyojata Murti has his 5 phases, Ishana Murti has his 5 phases. All these 5 Murtis, 5 phases put together is 25 phases of Mahasadashiva.
Bhagavan beautifully explained Paramashiva. Now, who is His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam? Let's hear from Bhagavan himself. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, His Divine Holiness, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam is a reviver of Kailasa, the ancient enlightenment civilization, the great cosmic borderless Hindu nation. His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam is an avatar from and is a Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. He has made the Science of Power Manifestation Yoga temple-based university for humanity. Sovereign Order of Kailasa, led by His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, and Nithyananda Order of monks, nuns, Hindu diasporas are working for the global peace and to give a superconscious breakthrough to humanity. Nithyananda Hindu University, world's largest with an extended campus in 150 countries, is collecting, organizing, preserving, time capsuling, decoding, spreading, reviving 20 million source books of Hinduism, 64 sacred art, science like Ayurveda, music, dance, sculpting, astrology, Vastu, and many more. His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, is the 293rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of Shamalapita Sarvanyapita, ancient apex body of Hinduism, and present emperor of Suryavamsa Surangi Samrajyam. His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam has survived the worst prosecution of multiple assassination attempts on person and character by anti-Hindu elements. Bhagavan beautifully has given the pramanas, the signs of our manifestation. The science of our manifestation is time-tested, authentic, and foolproof. The Shastra Pramana. The Pramanas are the evidences. Shastra Pramana are the eternal, unchangeable truth revealed in the source scriptures, the Vedas and Agamas. Apta Pramanas are the experience of the Rishis, Munis, Ganas, Nayanamas, Alvars, who are the authority of Hinduism, Vedic Rishis and scientists who time-tested and verified the science of our manifestation. The Atma Pramana are the account of His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, this millennium's avatar, personal experience of our manifestation, Bhagavan's very Leela. Shakshi Pramanas are the experience of the millions of disciple devotees and followers all over in the world who are initiated into the science of our manifestation by Bhagavan himself. Pratyaksha Pramanas are the scientific studies measuring the effect of being in the enlightened state. Bhagavan beautifully has given the Shastra Pramana. Let's go to the Shastra Pramana. Of Ishtadevata as our Guru just will make the other pattern. Vijnana Parvatantra gave us how the presence of Sutra 64
with the power of remote vision is taken from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, Sutra 63, Dharana 40. Sarvam deham chinmayam hi jagatva aribhavayet yugapan nirvikalpena manasa paramodayah. Sarvam deham chinmayam hi jagatva aribhavayet yugapan nirvikalpena manasa paramodayah.
Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, Sutra 64, Dharana 40. This is from Shastra Pramana. Bhagavan Paramashiva says, only should consciously cognize, keeping the mind beyond the moment of thoughts, free from any doubts or root cognition, that the whole body and even the whole universe indeed are simultaneously of the essence and nature of consciousness in the infinite space of oneness. Then the supreme awakening happens. Bhagavan beautifully says, the supreme happening happens when the consciousness in us, in the Paramashiva, in how the macrocosm is one and the same, we realize. More and more that could happen when we start living the higher reality, and that could be very easily possible. Bhagavan beautifully said how the lower three chakras are connected to Durga, Lakshmi and Saraswati. How when you go beyond hunger, beyond fantasy, beyond fear, you manifest the higher dimension of you. And keeping continuously in Langanam, Parama Aushadam, again and again, the fasting leads us to the ultimate reality and creating us into the superconscious space. Again and again, the parasites running, how the parasites run us. Bhagavan gave a beautiful analogy, how his life, the fear, extreme fear was taken into account, but nothing affected him because he was not in any of the disturbance that he did not have any parasite. He said very clearly, because I did not have parasite, Paramashiva just pulled me up. And Paramashiva saved me. Many times he said how there is no parasite, and simply he was able to live the higher reality. As Durga, Lakshmi, and Saraswati, each one of us can manifest the reality with extreme wealth, extreme knowledge, and extreme courage to go beyond all the things that we are facing just by being in the oneness with Paramashiva, detoxing our body. And simply the detox takes us beyond all the traumas that we go through. Again and again, Bhagavan reiterates how he was into such a scandal and how the H word in India is not to be mentioned. It's become that bad, that H word, how they say scientists, C word is not to be mentioned because it's so bad word. The quantum physics people do not use the consciousness word like that. India does not use the Hinduism word. It's so sad that everything is just crashing down. Now everybody knows that things are crashing down, how it's happening, how artificial intelligence is important, how Indians are working against themselves in so many companies, and how all these studies are now posted everywhere and people are getting to know. The deep fear have started in all of us that we are losing our own India, our own Hinduism completely. And Bhagavan gives a best solution. Langanam Parama Avashadam. Simply going beyond your hunger, you will be saved, pulled out by Paramashiva, manifesting your reality. You do not have to get into the trauma of all the fear, and simply you will be taken out. How the fantasies, the more you have visualization, you get into the fantasies. More you get into all these traumas, when your stomach is full of parasite, you get into the fear. And more you're addicted to hunger, the addiction and everything, that pulls you down beyond that knowledge, the higher science, that how to strategize each of the steps in your life. Each and everything could be really possible when you listen to this satsang, where Bhagavan gives the greatest breakthrough for our fears, for our fantasies, for our addictions, and make it as wealth, knowledge, higher reality, and strength, power that we can manifest, and how he was able to scan the different levels and just Paramashiva made it happen for him. Same way Bhagavan himself is giving his life as the Leela for us to learn how in a physical body, if Bhagavan can make it Kayakalpa, each one of us can make it happen. It is simple. He says even the word simple could be complex for you. So whatever you know, have that devotion, have that gratitude, and simply it will be happening in you. Just follow Langanam Paramaushadam. No reaction will be happening, but intelligent, he will have the energy, he says. You will have the energy to think through, manifest your reality as you want. Apta Pramana, here Sai Baba, he saved a woman who was delivering a baby, who was in labor pain. Simply he knew that by scanning, and he sent her Vibhuti, healing her and manifesting the beautiful space of oneness for that woman to deliver the baby. This is in Sai Satcharitra, chapter 33, page 177. The Atma Pramana, Bhagavan himself narrates so beautifully his experience.
In New Zealand, or an American teenage girl having problem with the smoking pot addiction in California, or village youth addicted to country arak in Aminjikarai, or middle-aged man addicted to violence and aggression in the remote corners of Madurai. Anybody having any problem, anywhere in the world. How can this one science be a solution? Because it is solving. I am seeing. For example, today, the Kalpatara Darshan for the people in the Pattanam Ashram, one of the remote village in Tamil Nadu, and the woman Sivagangai in the Middle East. Woman and Pattanam. People from completely different background. But both of them are going to do the same process. And the process works for both of them. Works for both the group. Few days before we had a Kalpataru for a group in Singapore and group in Mexico. And for both the team, every participant in both the group feels precisely it is for them and it is working for them. How? How is it possible? Sometimes I wonder, how is it possible? Understand, sometimes I wonder how the same science is working for a person who has a problem in Guadalupe to Kanchipuram, Phoenix to Piranmalai, all over the world. I realized, finally, end of the day, human beings are same all over the world, understand? We are all embodied consciousness. Consciousness assumes the body. That's all is the human being. And we can, our consciousness is capable enough to create what we want in our life. Whether you are a tired, retired, old lady, almost waiting to die or about to die, or a young, energetic, excited man who is waiting to enter into life, you carry the consciousness. You are embodiment of that consciousness. You carry that Advaitic experience. You carry that universal energy. You carry that Brahmanda. Please understand, losing the memory of the experience does not take away the truth from you. Because you forgot. Your oneness is the ultimate. Don't think the oneness has been taken away from you. Because you forgot, you are led to live in that forgetfulness, the state you created. Because you dream in the night, don't think the bed on which you are sleeping is taken away from you. In the night, while you are dreaming, you will be dreaming as if you are being chased in the forest, a tiger. You are running. Don't think just because you are dreaming that you are running in a forest, that the bed on which you are sleeping has been taken away. No. Because you wanted to have the dream, you are allowed to have the dream, but the truth remains as truth, even while you are dreaming. Same way. Suddhadvaita Satya, the pure oneness of the consciousness, the pure non-dual oneness of the consciousness remains as a truth. Whether you are an old village lady waiting to die in a remote corner of the world, or a young, energetic man excited to enter into the life.
Let's go to the instruction. You can scan somebody's house or your friend's house, family's house. If you have a partner, the partner can write down the things in the house which are happening. The partner can write down the things that are in the house which is happening, which is measurable. Ask them to write. Or when you are going to write about somebody and just Google and find out, write something which is measurable, which we can tell the numbers or the colors or something which is tangible. So that way it becomes very easy to verify. So some instant happening in some part of the country or in somebody's house, you can scan and write down through your third eye. Whatever appears, you write down. And after the Mahavakya, you can verify with the person or with the Google. Now we are going to scan the places for a happening in the house, friend's house, partner's house, or somewhere in the world where you can do a Google and find out the detail. It has to be something correct if you're Googling, and something which you don't know before that it's going to happen. Now let's sit straight with the head, neck, and back in a straight line. Make sure you have the camera that with a timestamp, you can just note down what you're writing. And after you read out to your friend, you're recording that part also. Will make it so authentic. What you've written is exactly matching with the partner telling you what is that you have got is absolutely right. So make sure you have a camera and a timestamp. Now sit straight with your head, neck, and spine in a straight line. Remember Paramashiva in your third eye. Apply the Jnananjan in your third eye and in your temple if you have it. If you don't, it's okay. Again and again, unclutch from whatever you know as you in the outer world. And completion. Make it redundant and irrelevant, because all that is happening in outside world, the delusion which is created by fantasies, by fears, by all the greed and all the patterns that you're carrying is just a pattern, a dream that Bhagavan says, basically you're sleeping, but whatever you're dreaming, your bed is not taken away. Same way, all that you're having patterns, just unclutch from that. Tell this is a time with you and Paramashiva, and tell them after the manifestation, you'll get back to them. Till then, no mind. Just be with Paramashiva, whatever he manifests, celebrate, chant, and enjoy. Remember the Shaktipada, the oneness space that you experienced when you got initiated, when you got a hug, when you got a phone call, when Bhagavan called out your name, any of the times where you manifested your reality. And be in the Tyaga space. Your highest resource is Paramashiva. He's the only resource. That is the space of Tyaga. Your highest reality, who you are. That Bhagavan says, that can never change. Whether you're an old man or a young or whatever fantasy you're going through, you are Paramashiva. Going through and doing whatever is happening in your life. In spite of you, your life is running. So, get grounded to the space of Paramashiva, who you are. Chant the Mahavakya till it becomes Ajaba Ajaba, loudly from your navel, the whole being vibrating with that mantra. Again and again, contemplate on the great truth that Bhagavan has given in different layers, multiple information, how the parasites from your different chakras, Swadhisthana, Mooladhara, and Manipuraha, how they are running your life versus how you will be working through Agnya as a manifestation in your life. Again and again, contemplate and chant the Mahavakya, and let's entangle with the oneness capsule. Each time we entangle with the oneness capsule, more and more the quantum entanglement happens and simply the revelation happens. Don't expect anything. Don't try to get anything. Just whatever is revealed, just write down, and at the end, we'll verify. Let's start the cycle 1. Let's start chanting the Mahavakya.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva study manifest all our students. Amrita pose. Let the Vani open up in all of us. Let Paramashiva overthrow, manifest the powers in all of our students. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva study manifest in all our students. Amrita pose. Let the Vani open up manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overthrow, manifest the powers in all of our students. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's burning manifest in all our burdens. Let the Amrita pour. Let the Vati open up. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's burning manifest in all our burdens. Amrita pour. Let the Vati open up. All of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all of us burdens. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
So beautiful. Bhagwan manifesting through all of you. Whatever you have got, verify authentically. Authenticity is very important for our manifestation. We know how to do logically, how we work logically, and excellent we are in thinking through. But how we manifest Paramashiva's space again and again, even in a subtle way, more and more authentic, we'll manifest more powers. Every time you're getting a thought and you're so disturbed, surrender it to Bhagwan's lotus feet. Again and again, when you surrender, you'll manifest higher powers. How beautifully Bhagwan says the consciousness in us is the same as the Paramashiva. The Paramashiva is the reflection that we are experiencing, talking, standing, eating, everything. When we have the deep gratitude, how he's manifesting our life, we will also understand that he's manifesting these powers just the same way. The problem is we don't understand that drinking a coffee is a manifestation that Paramashiva manifests through us. We take it for granted and we don't know that. We do not realize that. And so we are not manifesting the higher powers. The more and more the deep gratitude for Paramashiva in all of us manifesting our life every moment, whether we believe it or not, whether we do it or not, as long as we are alive, Paramashiva is the one who is manifesting our life. If he can move this matter, make this matter think, he can make anything download in us also. Deeply connect to him, chanting the Mahavakya. Sit straight, Visualize Bhagwan in your third eye again and again and start chanting the Mahavakya. Contemplate. Now we're going to have the second cycle for a few more minutes. You can write down whatever appears and simply after that we can verify. So let's start chanting the Mahavakya.
Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's direct plans in all our burdens. Let the Amrita flow. Let the Vani open up. All of us. Let Paramashiva overthrow, manifest the powers in all our burdens. Paramashivoham. 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 Let all our burdens. Let the Amrita flow. Let the Paramashivoham. Nityananda 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 Paramashivoham.
That's so beautiful. Now, sharing and causing. More and more when we share our powerful cognition and power manifestation, simply we see the whole manifestation happen. More consistently, please share in Kailash Kotiyar Manifesting Power Group. It's the most important part of our manifestation, because the more you reiterate how you have manifested your powerful cognition, your power manifestation, more you start manifesting those powers when you celebrate. Please go ahead and share and comment and like others' power manifestation, and make sure you are sharing your power manifestation. Each one of you, when you manifest, when you cause others reality, then your power manifestation becomes a real, more and more real. When you really deeply pray and it happens, you will be celebrating it. Same way, when you manifest the ultimate by chanting the Mahavakya, deeply connecting to Bhagwan, share that with the world. More and more, it just takes 1 minute to go and post your video or your pictures, what you have got it, and say a couple of lines. So beautiful. Make sure you share with your families and friends, and thank Bhagwan for such a powerful cognition and power manifestation. Each and every time when we surrender to Bhagwan's lotus feet with all that we manifested, offering at his lotus feet, simply our vision and our power manifestation expands. With that, thanking Swamiji in deep gratitude, let's end this with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamudashyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavate Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam Paduka Arpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Thank you so much for attending today. Every day after Satsangh, we'll have the power manifestation session. Thank you, Nithyananda.